What is up? What is going on? How's everyone doing? We are live again for episode number 5 of Booze Nest Fridays. And now that I actually said that, I kind of started to notice not every single episode has been happening on a Friday. Um, so what I want to do this time around is I want to actually challenge you guys, and I want you to maybe toss some names out there. What should we name this? Because obviously, like I said, this does not happen every Friday. So toss your name suggestions in the comments. And speaking of comments, go to streamyard.com/Facebook and enable the Facebook or the StreamYard app within Facebook to show your name on the screen instead of it saying Facebook user like some profiles are still popping up saying that. So, without further ado, what are we doing today? What's going to happen? What exactly is going on? Why am I so excited? I'm going to tell you why right now. I'm just trying to situate my screen. I apologize in advance. So, what's happening? We got the Russell's Reserve Royal Rumble. I have 5 um samples in front of me. I'm going to be going over through them. Wait a minute. We're missing somebody. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we are. Chris, I want to welcome you to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that do not know, our guest today is none other than Chris Storey. Chris,
Thanks for having
welcome,
me on,
buddy.
Spazde.
What's up, buddy? How you doing? I'm
Uh,
sitting here, I'm getting ready to intro everything, and I'm like, you know what? Something's not there. Something is not there.
yeah, I'm looking forward to digging into these 5 picks, man.
So I guess if you want, go ahead and maybe tell the story of exactly why I have these picks in front of me. Like, oh, maybe you don't want to extend it to the entire story, but let's just say I was approached. Well, let's call it that. You approached me. You said, "Hey," and correct me if I'm wrong. It might have been a different story, but we're just gonna keep it as is. We're gonna roll with it and call it a day. So you reached out to me. You said, "Hey, I have these 10 samples of Russell's Reserve, and I'd really love somebody within the bourbon world that we know to go through these and actually, I guess, blind taste them and rank them." At first, we were going to do all 10, correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, absolutely, we were all,
But then
all
I
20 ounces.
think I think we both realized 30 seconds later, how are we actually going to blind taste 10 samples and rank them 1 through 10 and survive the show?
We gotta pick a few of those, but I don't think we can make it all happen.
Yeah. So go ahead, maybe tell this. I don't want to say tell the story, but maybe give everyone a heads up of what I might be going through today.
Sure, yeah. So I started drinking whiskey about a year ago, and really what got me really into it, anything beyond like the normal stuff, like the Four Roses small batch and the Woodford was Russell's. I picked up a pick from Zatuna Liquor a year or two ago, and I love the stuff. So I've been accumulating quite a few bottles, and last month was Bourbon Heritage Month. And I thought, hey, might as well share the love. Let's get 10 blind samples out there, have somebody rank them, and then try to decide which one's best without seeing the tag, because we all see
Yeah.
how these things sell on secondary, but if you do them blind, it keeps you honest.
Where are we at? Yeah, that's legit how you send me all 10. Or how you gave me all 10, I should say. So, correct me if I'm wrong. I want to make sure I have the right ones in front of me. We have A, C, E, G, I.
Yep, those are the 5 we're doing tonight.
What am I starting with?
We're starting off with A, and this is one of those bottles that I do have, so I'll be able to have a pour with you.
Just make sure you hide if we don't want
Oh yeah,
any
I'm keeping it
giveaways,
below
of
the
course.
desk. No worries there.
Yeah, I'm going to start off with that much since I got 4 more to go after this. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Of
And here it
course.
starts.
I have a feeling I know what this is, but I'll wait. How about that? I'm gonna
Yeah.
wait. I want to be patient. Oh man, this is gonna be a fun night. And again, for those that are watching, definitely go to streamyard.com/Facebook, enable the Facebook app, or yes, the Facebook app privilege to StreamYard so that your name actually does show up as your name and not Facebook user. And while we're doing this, send your questions as well. What's in your glass tonight? And I'm going to start with you. Other than what you just poured, because I'm not allowed to know, what's in your glass? What'd you warm? What actually? You know what? What did you warm up with tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. So, in the same vein of drinking Russell's, I had a pour of the Russell Reserve Sib Rye, the green label. I think it's one of the most slept upon ryes that's out there. I think it rivals the Cornerstone that I had this year as well from Master's Keep Wild Turkey as well.
Hello, Mike. Mike, I think you just joined. If you go to streamyard.com/Facebook and allow StreamYard access to your Facebook, your name will actually show up other than seeing the Facebook user you see now. Ashley, hello. I will not make you do a bottle check today, but it was nice to see you do one a few weeks ago. I definitely appreciated that and enjoyed every single second of watching that.
We're finishing the show with the bottle chug, right, Spaze? I think that's what you mentioned before we went live.
If we are, I have to go grab a bottle because I don't have one next to me. Maybe what I'll do is I'll finish off the sample that I like the most.
I like the sound of that.
This nose is phenomenal.
Yeah, not gonna spoil it, but I spent an hour working on what's in that glass. A lot to unpack with it.
Yep. Yep. Alexi, I know exactly where you are. And go to streamyard.com/Facebook so we can see your name. Alexi, for those of you that don't know, Alexi and Chris call Robusto Cigar Bar my second home. So yes, that is exactly why I know where he is. Ryan, how's it going? Oh, Act 8. How do you like it? Oh, and we have a question from Steve. I almost don't want to show this question, but I'm going to. How can you actually taste the bourbon with a beaver on your face? Thank you, buddy. I would not expect anything less from you. How? Because I couldn't get to the barber. I made an appointment for Thursday, so by next week's episode, depending what we decide, because we might move a few things around, which is exactly how I said earlier, with some episodes not happening on Friday, send us your suggestions for the name of the show. Obviously, right now we started with Booze Nest Fridays, but I think this is episode 5, and only 3 episodes have been on an actual Friday. So let's go ahead and try changing that first of all. Hopefully we can get all on one schedule, but send us a new name if you think we should even change it. If you don't think we should change it, we're just gonna roll with it. I think everyone's gonna be okay with that, right? Yeah. I'm gonna go back to this because this is wonderful.
Yeah, that's a great
And
pour.
I, yes, Alexi just said Trevor has my mail. Have him put it in my PO box, aka my locker. Oh man, wow, this is a great pour.
So, don't you have a is it like the Booze Nest Instagram account, or what does that to
Yeah,
reach a certain amount of followers before the complete shave happens?
that's 1,000 followers by Halloween.
Oh,
Is
okay,
by
so we still
is
got 8 days.
Yeah, and I'm only at 450, just so you know.
Close enough. We'll make it happen.
Yeah, so that bet is still there. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna move on to number 2 because I'm gonna drink that whole sample and I shouldn't. Damn, that's good. So, do you have bottle number 2?
Yep. Also have bottle number 2.
Oh. So I have to ask because obviously for you Like I feel like some people are Buffalo Trace guys, some people are Eagle Rare, and obviously that kind of brings in the conversation of, hey, you know what? I have like some people have 15 different store picks of Buffalo Trace or Eagle Rare. You obviously, based on this video, you had 10 store picks of Russells. What got you into Russells? Why is it your favorite? Who introduced it to you?
So yeah, it was
Oh,
it was me kind of waffling about trying to figure out what I liked. I remember I was posting on DBC a lot trying to figure out how to sample something from each distillery to figure out what was really my flavor profile. And I was just in Ad's Tuna Liquor chatting with Jack one day, and the bottle caught my eye, just like the red bottle, and he gave me a sample of it. And I loved the spice on it. I'd had a ton of Buffalo Trace products beforehand, and that's what everyone says with Buffalo Trace, right? Blanton, Ziegler, it's smooth. It's smooth, right? And I wasn't the biggest fan of that. So when I had this type of whiskey,
I was about to use that word for this just to piss you off because I knew that was coming. But now you stole my thunder, so I have to keep going and beyond. Damn, wow. Is this what it tasted like? Because I think I know this one too. Dude, if I go 5 for 5, because I'm going to guess what they are too. Well, I can't. Actually, yeah, I can. So what we're going to do, I'm going to audible because we already had a plan, but I'm going to audible at the end of the show when we're getting ready to say this is, I'm like, give away the order of which I like them and release the information of what they are. I'm going to put them in order. You're going to tell me the 5 that they are. I'm going to write down what I think each one was. Actually, you know what? We'll get there when we get there. But I have a feeling I have a guess on this one, so I'm at least guessing C.
yeah, the 5 stores for the samples I picked out tonight are all pretty, I'd say pretty damn well known. Um, I think the fourth one we're doing, G, you'll probably recognize immediately as well.
But at the same time, though, I thought A was what I think C is.
Oh, okay.
Like I'm probably gonna like. There's one, at least one of these owners are gonna be watching this, and someone's gonna get pissed.
Well, they're
So
all great bottles.
yeah,
I've yet to have a single bottle of Russell's that has disappointed me.
okay.
Even the distiller picks that some folks are getting
Yeah, it's not what I
are
think it is.
good. Although that's been rising in popularity a lot this year, with the inability to actually get down to the distillery sometimes is
Right.
just taking Eddie's picks for a lot of the
Hmm.
Russells.
Which even those are bomb.
Yeah, yeah. Last year's Piccolo's pick was amazing, and that was a distiller pick.
Okay. If I keep drinking them, I'm gonna drink it all, bro.
Yeah, I mean that's what it's there for.
Yeah. And again, I know I'm gonna sound like a broken record, and I always do when I'm talking about this. But please go to StreamYard.com/Facebook to enable the StreamYard app within your Facebook. Wow, I said it right for once. And so that your name shows up as your name and not Facebook user. Um, and again, like I said, send us your questions. Let us know what you're drinking. Um, and yeah, I mean, I'm just going to jump into number 3 because I'm excited after trying the first 2.
All right. Well, I don't have number 3, so I'll be having a pour of Wild Turkey Rare Breed instead.
Oh, these are beautiful, man. So far, so good. And like you said, if they're from well-known stores, that means all are going to be so far so good. Oh. So I saw Steve's on, and I saw Ashley's on. I don't know if they're still on, but what are you guys drinking? And we're probably going to have you guys on a show one day. Hmm. Hmm. Huh. Yeah, I can't stop saying, wow, dude, you hook it up. Oh,
Yeah,
the German Bowman brothers. Very nice. Wow. And that is a for the nose. Oh, I'm gonna sit back and relax, bro. Put my feet up. No, I can't. I'm not in the what's it called frame if I do that.
yeah. No, yeah. One thing that blew my mind that I recently learned because I watched that bourbon documentary that everyone's always talking about, um, and was that Knob Creek and Russell's have the same mash bill, and that was something that I don't get the same funk with Wild Turkey products I do with Knob Creek and that kind of like the beam funk. So it was interesting to me.
So just so you know, I have all these sample bottles on the side here, and as I'm trying them, I'm ranking them. And I'm not gonna say which one, but one of them just got bumped. I don't know if I'm gonna say it for the best or for the worst, but I just bumped one.
I'm excited to see what you think about ANC.
Then we went to an Angels. Oh, Angels Envy Old Fashioned. Very nice, Steve. If it's your old fashioned, I know it's good. Nope, it didn't get bumped. I'm probably gonna change my mind 50 times.
Oh, hey, after you go through it once, you got to go through it again, but backwards. Like,
Yeah, like I'm gonna do little sips of each to go backwards and see what happens too.
so you're the cocktail guy, right?
I am. I hope I
So
am.
you got to teach me what to do with my whiskey, man. I've tried Manhattans, I've tried old fashions, but I can't seem to either make the cocktail correctly, like I put too much damn like simple syrup in, and it just destroys the flavor.
So my trick to a man. Now, when you say simple syrup, what type of cocktail are you talking?
I use simple syrup for an old fashioned because I was too lazy to muddle a sugar cube.
Okay. And when you use sugar cubes, what kind of sugar cubes?
Oh, I've never even used sugar cubes before.
All right.
I'm real basic,
So
man. Most of my cocktails are
you're
just the
gonna
brown
go.
water in the glass.
You're gonna go to Amazon after the show. You're gonna buy Demerara raw cut sugar cubes. You're gonna use that with an aromatic and a black walnut bitter and the bourbon of your choice. And then after that, by then, I will also give you a sample of my homemade honey ginger syrup, which I am tweaking tomorrow for the fall. And I'll give you a sample of each. That way you can try it and compare and tell me what you think of that.
For sure. Look
Yeah,
forward to it.
comment about Russell's. That Krispy Kreme Russell's Novi store pick is fire. Steve, I may or may not have had that already. And I can't say if it's in these five or if it's not, but I have a feeling based on one of the ones I've tried so far, it might be. But I also want to try the other two. And Chris's smirk is giving it away.
My smirk as I look over at the spreadsheet where I have the key for everything we're
Yeah,
drinking.
I think I know what it is, but I'm not sure yet. I think I'm probably wrong because you said I have to wait for G, and I'm about to open G.
G is a hitter.
So are these all 2020 releases?
No, it's a blend of 18, 19, and 20 releases.
Ooh.
Yeah, I do have about 30 bottles of Russell, so I just kind of picked and choose what I.
So I'm sorry about the language. I'm gonna
No.
leave that
It's
out.
all good, man.
No, I just can't use that on YouTube. That's why I said sorry.
Oh, demonetized, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's money. Yep, I think this is it now. I said that about the last one too. So.
So what I'm getting from you is that they're all good, right, Spazzy?
Oh, beyond. Your palate is great. Like I can't even complain. I can't even say one of these are bad, even if I wanted to. Oh man, damn, this is great. I know that one. Yep, I know that one. But I
Yeah,
also
that
said
was
that
one I
about
was.
A.
Yeah,
Yeah, I also
G is
yeah.
definitely one that I thought you were going to be able to get pretty quickly. Um,
So we have a question for you that just popped on. What is in your infinity bottle, or do you have
oh,
multiple infinities?
yeah, let me grab it. I have one infinity, and it's something interesting in it.
Is there Lusty Claw? I don't think you heard me. You took the headphones off. So as you were putting your headphones in, I asked if it was Lusty Claw.
No, no, it's actually a decanter full of Russell's Reserve picks.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So it's not every single one that I have because I don't want to just blend them all together and create like a small batch Russells. But it's eight. It's eight different store picks. That I try a couple different blends together. And that includes the Krispy Kreme. Krispy Kreme is actually I think like 4 or 5 ounces in here. And so this has been decanting for a couple months now. Love it every single time I try it, but I haven't got into it recently. I might have some of this when you try out I.
Hmm. Damn, that G is phenomenal.
Do you
You
keep
know,
an infinity, Spazzy?
funny you ask. So I started Infinity like a year and a half ago. I got about a quarter of the way into it. I grab it so I could put something else in it. As I'm grabbing it, I didn't realize I was in front of a case of water, so I tripped,
Oh no,
and the Infinity went and broke everywhere. Ever since that day, I have not done an Infinity.
that's a shame, man. I got
Oh,
my buddy got me this decanter for Christmas. That's when I decided to start mine. And you can come with some good stuff. There's our buddy Josh. He had that mini barrel of all those Bookers and EC barrel proof, and that was delicious as well. Oh, I gave him a blind of 4 different Russells, every single one right in the
oh,
nose.
so he's not going as deep as I am right now.
No, he didn't go quite as deep. But he got 100% accuracy. Now, granted, he knew the 4 we were choosing from, so it's a lot easier for him.
Okay,
You're going completely blind.
okay. Wow, this is great, man. So when'd your bourbon journey begin?
It began last fall. It's only been a bit over a year now. I have always been a big beer guy. You can probably tell by my by my size, and every now and then after I would have a couple beers, Josh Kleba, if any of y'all know him, he would
Yeah,
he would
I think
bully
he's
me.
actually watching right now too.
Oh, really?
He
What's up,
might
Josh?
be.
Get off Facebook and enjoy your anniversary weekend, man. So he would bully me into trying this disgusting high proof whiskey. He gave me George C. Stagg 18 before I knew what it was, and I poured half a gallon of water into it. So,
Oh,
but somewhere along the 10th or 11th time we did that, I on the way home picked up a pint of Woodford Reserve and a pint of Knob Creek Small Batch, and the rest is history. Went off the deep end a little bit.
all right. So here's another question, and I guess we can both answer it. What makes a good decanter? Because Steve says he feels like he has air coming into his and moisture getting into the decanter.
Oh, I'll throw that one over to you, Spaze. I'd always
So
thought that the decanter was supposed to allow a bit of air
just a
transfer.
bit.
Yeah.
So what I've used is I don't know what are they called? Like the you ever have a Grosh beer? Grosh. It's got like that pop top on it. I'd buy like a liter bottle of that and just put with a pop top, and that's what I actually used for my decanter before it disappeared and went bye bye. But Steve, I actually saw your decanter. It's nice and it's full, so we'll fix that too. He's right though. Every time I go to take a nose, like half my beard goes into my nose too. Oh, I went on to I, by the way. I was
Oh,
pouring
okay.
as I was pouring a little bit more of G into the glass.
All right, I don't have that one, so I guess I'll pour my infinity here.
Hmm. Wow, this is good. So also, I know I'm gonna mention it like probably one or two more times after this. But if you haven't done so already, go to StreamYard.com/Facebook to enable the StreamYard app onto your Facebook so that your name actually does pop up in the comments instead of seeing something like Facebook user if you don't give Facebook the access. Also, what's in your glass? What are you drinking tonight? Any questions you have, send it our way. If Chris doesn't want to answer it, I will. Um, for the most part.
Hey, if I can't answer it, I will.
Yeah. So I guess another question I have for you, and I don't think I ask this to everyone that comes on the show, but I feel like you're a perfect person to ask this question to.
Awesome,
If,
shoot.
and I think I know your answer. So before I ask it, actually, I don't have a pen. I don't think I do at least. So I'm gonna skip that idea. I'm gonna keep the person that I think you're gonna say in my head, and I'll tell you if I was right or not. And I promise I won't change the answer. If you could have any pour in the world, price was not issue. Who would that person be, and what would the pour be?
So someone I would have a pour with.
Yeah, and they could be dead or alive.
Well, shit. Now I feel like my answers are really predictable, but the person I had the pour with would be Jimmy Russell because the guy seems to, yeah, yeah. I mean, come on, 60 years master distiller, guy knows a little bit. Every time I
Oh,
watch an
God.
interview with him, and it'd have to be something wild turkey. I would say some CGF. If I could have like
Okay,
a some like a some 90s cheesy go foil, I think
there
that
you
would
go.
be a good time. Whole bottle of it, kill it with Jimmy Russell.
Wow, man, this is tough, bro.
Yeah. Now we
I know. I think at least one of these are gonna change in order right now. So ACEGI. So that means ACEGI.
well, I got a question for you then,
Yes, sir.
if you don't mind.
Yeah.
And I think you've done a few barrel picks at this point, right?
Yep.
Okay. If you had your, and hopefully this doesn't step on any toes here, but if you had your dream team of say like 8 folks, including yourself, that you could take on a barrel pick, who would they be? And that can be master distillers, that can be folks in the community, that can be friends and family.
Hmm. Okay. Do I have to name eight, or can I go up to as many as I can think of?
And you can go whatever you want, man.
I'm,
Like
I'm probably
who's got the palate that matches
so
yours?
outside of um outside of the team. I'm gonna exclude the Breakfast Club team out of this because obviously I'll do any pick with them that we can ever do, and I think with the palettes we all have, it's very easy to like. Honestly, the last okay, so my because I almost gave something away. My new riff pick that I did with Gold Star and my Mammoth or the Breakfast Club Mammoth pick, just so everyone knows if they don't already know, the Gold Star pick that we did, even though I'm not technically part of their team, but we have very similar palettes, was a unanimous decision. Like we all picked the exact same one. For Mammoth, exact same thing. Like we tried it and it was the first sample that we tried out of the six or seven that they gave us. Honestly, we kept like even after that fifth one that we tried, like we couldn't get that first one out of our head. So it's like it's a must do. But to get back to your question, if I could do a barrel pick with anyone, who would it be?
It's a tough one, I know.
So I don't even know if these people have good palates. And my answer is actually going to be outside of the bourbon world first, and then I'll give you a bourbon answer.
Okay.
And again, for those that are like, especially my bourbon answer, I do not want to offend anybody. We all have great palates. Um, and no offense if I don't say your name. I'm gonna add that disclaimer because the last thing we need is someone to say, "Oh, he doesn't like me." No, I like every single one of our members. I have nothing but respect for almost get minus one person in the Michigan bourbon world. I have respect for everyone but that one person. Um, I'm glad you kind of caught on to what I was saying there.
I'm sure they'll
But
be fine. It's whiskey. It's
yeah,
not that serious.
so my non-bourbon answer, um, Wayne Gretzky, Steve Yzerman, Gordie Howe, and Mario Lemieux. And you know that's going to be a barrel pick that has zero chance of ever happening. And the possibility is unreal. And who knows if it's actually going to happen? Which, let's be honest, it's not going to happen.
I know. I like how you had the positivity there, though, for a second.
Like, yeah. So like those, that's who like, and at the same time, like after that pick, I'd want to sit down. I'd want to like hang out with the guys. It's like these are guys that I grew up watching. Like hockey's my favorite sport for those that don't know. Um, but yeah, so that would be my non-bourbon answer. My bourbon answer. I'm gonna keep it simple because I do not want to offend anybody. Um, I don't know how to answer this one. Yeah, I'm just gonna say it. If I could do a pick with anybody in our bourbon community, it would be. I'm trying to think. I'm sorry. I might be backtracking if I actually want to mention names. So
No, yeah, it's all good, bro. It's all good. We can do the
um,
we can stick with with the
no,
wings, the wings
yeah,
and barrel pick.
I'll do it. I'm gonna go Yvonne from A and B.
Okay.
But just like sitting with him for that hour on my show, I can already tell doing a pick with him is a wealth of knowledge. Um, and my second person I would want to do one with is Darsh. Um, and no affiliation with any store or anything whatsoever. Just anytime I read one of his reviews,
Yeah.
I'm just like, Darsh, if you're watching, your reviews are like a novel, and it's like the best novel I ever read, and it's the only novel I will ever read.
After that donkey sauce review, I had to follow his Instagram because
Yeah,
that was
like,
wild.
and another person that I would want to do a pick with is Aaron from Smoke Wagon. So those would be my three that I would want to do one with. Do we lose you there? Oh, there we go. Yeah, so those are the three that I would want to do it with. If you didn't hear, because I think you disconnected your headphones, my third one was Aaron from Smoke Wagon.
Oh, I got that. I got that. I was just muting.
Yeah. So yeah, those would be my three. Obviously, it goes without saying, I would love to do a pick with the entire Michigan community. No matter be from in up north or Great Lakes or mid mid state. No matter what part of the state we're in, there's a huge amount of what's the word I'm looking for? Not just expertise but passion in our community, and our community actually does a lot for each other. Um, yeah, I'm gonna dive back into I and then I'm going to go back through them again. I think I know where I'm putting I, but I just need to try it again before I do.
Sure. Yeah, let's run it back.
Yep.
I'm a bit of a heavy pour, so I might have to relax a bit. I think each one of these is a little over 2 ounces I've been working on.
Yeah. If I show you, actually, I'll show you how much of each one I drank. That's A.
Oh, man.
And I'm probably going to revisit each one of these again because we're having a very good conversation right now. That was G. This is I.
Oh,
What is that? E. And this is not the order that I'm putting them in. This is just the order that I'm grabbing.
yeah.
And C.
So I was
So
like, we
I'm
got to
a,
drink together more often, man. If
absolutely.
pour is 2 ounces minimum, 2 ounces minimum.
Oh, no, so I'll be honest. I was at a event earlier today. So that's part of the reason why I'm also pacing myself. And we've only been on for 36 minutes right now. So who
Yeah,
says that these are not going to be gone by the time we're done?
no, 100%.
All right, now I'm circling back to G.
All right, I think I'll have some of G then if you are.
I'm going to A. See, now I'm going fast paced. And you're smiling because you know how I'm ranking these now.
Well, I like to see that. I like to see the comparisons you're drawing between them.
Damn, bro. Shit. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm pretty sure I know one of the samples you gave me. I just don't know what letter it is. And I'm going to be really pissed if I put that letter last.
And the point of the blind is to keep you honest. So we're gonna see what happens when we don't know the affiliations or the tater stickers or any of that.
All right, let's do what I'm doing with C.
I got some of C too.
Take a swig of water and do that again.
Now, do you ever add a drop or two of water to your whiskey to see how that makes a change?
Not when I'm binding them like this.
Okay, I gotcha.
When it's a fresh bottle and maybe I've never had it, I'll take like that eyedropper or two, like you just mentioned.
Mhm.
But when I'm doing this, no. Oh man.
Yeah, I agree with that on the neck pour. Neck pours are always a little hot compared to the rest of the bottle
Right.
once it opens up for a week
Yep.
or two.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, let's hear it.
Number one. Wait. ACEGI. Or is I before G in the alphabet? Yeah, G's number 4.
I'm just gonna write these down while you're saying it, just so I have a record on my end too.
Oh no, that's not how I'm ranking. Yeah, I forgot what like G.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
yeah. I'm afraid to talk. You got that look of intense concentration.
you can talk. You can feel the quiet. It's okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Damn.
So what are you just give me your thoughts right now. Like what are the couple that you're you're ruminating on, or can't
What,
quite decide where they're placed?
G and A.
Gina.
Okay, yeah, I got it.
All right, I'm
Well, maybe.
excited.
Hold up. Maybe. Maybe. Hmm.
One thing that gets tougher and tougher as you drink more and more is getting a nose on the glass.
Okay, yeah. I'm not changing anymore.
Okay.
Number 5 is I.
Okay. And what do you think about number 5? What or number I? What made it your last pick for you?
It's great. Okay. First of all, I'm gonna start. These are all great samples. It just for my palate, the flavor profile, and nothing against it. Just like after that last sip, I had to put the other one at before it, and I'm gonna be really pissed if what I think it is what it is. But to move on number 4 is E. Number 3 is C. Number 2 is A, and number 1 is G. And I think G is Krispy Kreme.
Oh, okay. So, so is G the only one that you think you know what it is, or do you want to
No,
have any guess on anything else?
I'm not guessing anything.
Okay, I gotcha. You ready for it?
Yeah.
So number 5, your least enjoyed whiskey of all the amazing whiskeys. Well, we'll make that very clear. Was last year's Piccolo's pick, the distiller pick, Eddie's pick.
Eddie number
Um,
2.
Eddie number 1 actually.
Okay.
Eddie number 1. For number 4 was the 19 Red Wagon release.
Okay.
So I picked that up from their Rochester location. Number 3, middle of the pack. One of the hottest bottles on secondary these days is Tony Batu's 1.21 gigawatts.
Oh.
So yeah, that was the Weingarten Brotherhood of the Barrel pick. Coming in second place was Jack Satuna's 19 pick. That's his Heaven in a Bottle Russell Reserve pick.
Yeah.
And then finally, number 1 is the one that I thought you'd recognize immediately. That's Yvonne's Butterball from last Thanksgiving.
Okay, that's it. So that's why. Because when I compare Butterball to Krispy Kreme, the differences are that. And who was number 2 again?
Number 2 was Jack's Tuna, so it was the tuna liquor over in Rochester.
Okay. And again, like I said, that's nothing against any of these picks. Absolutely nothing against them. And to be honest, I'm gonna revisit them again as we're talking about it.
Mm. I'm pretty sure that and I might be incorrect here, but I think Butterball and Krispy Kreme are same Rick House, same floor, so that might be why you get
Yeah.
something so similar from them.
Damn.
Anything that surprised you about how you ranked it, Spazzy?
Huh?
Anything surprising to you about how you ended up ranking everything?
No, actually, like I'll be honest, now that I tried A and C again, and I'm not saying this, people are gonna think I'm saying this because I know the answers now. But now that I try A and C again back to back, because just so you know, the first time I was going back and forth was between A and G.
Mm.
The second time I was going back and forth was between C and I. if I went A and C, that might have changed it a bit. But like these, so what I also want you to do, if you don't mind, since you have the spreadsheet in front of you,
Sure.
um, we're gonna turn this into a three-part thing. Well, do I want to do that today? No. It's already been 45 minutes. I'm not doing the other five. No,
You'll be on the floor
absolutely.
by the end of this.
Yeah, no. So if you don't mind, I want you to take my top three from this. Um, remember them in case I don't. I'm going to put the top three in part one against the top three in part two,
Oh,
and
okay.
we'll have a part three for best of the best. And
Awesome.
like I said, now that I there will be no bias, even though I know them. I just want to compare. I want a way to compare set one to set two. Excuse me.
Yeah, there's only good stuff in here, so I can understand that. It's gonna be it's gonna be tough, man, because there's two bottles in the second set that are phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal.
Hmm. Don't make me go in and grab them, bro. Please.
Yeah, that Weingarten pick is one that I have too many bottles of.
Yeah, it's a very good pick, and
I
it's
love it.
very very good.
It's my favorite Russell's pick that I've ever had. I picked up 5 bottles of it.
It's really good. And like I said, this is nothing against any of these store owners or any of these picks because these are all great picks.
Yeah. No, I'd bring any
Um,
of these bottles over to crack open at a bottle share or at a bonfire
oh,
or something.
absolutely. These like when you're comparing, and based on what you're saying about part two, I feel like it's very easy to say when you're comparing the top 10 Russells in Michigan, it's hard for you to pick like three or five or one.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way any that could ever happen. Dave, how's it going, buddy? Nice to see you. We actually just finished up um part one of the Russell's Battle Royale, or what did I call it? Royal Rumble. I'm sorry. I should
Yeah,
have
the
said that.
Russell Reserve Royal Rumble.
Yeah, the the quad R. There we go. Um,
Is that
so
Dave Mordell that hopped in?
yep,
Hey, what's going on, buddy?
yeah. So I definitely stand by what I picked. And when I say that, I'm not saying that like that is the best. I just definitely want to mention that those were all great picks. Like it's hard for me to pick one. And I don't want anyone to take the whole I stand by thing the wrong way. So please don't take any offense to that. It was very difficult, for the lack of better words, to do this.
Yeah, and
Um,
everyone's got thick skin. I'm sure they're fine.
yeah, just to make sure we don't want anyone to get pissed off.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so it's been roughly 50 minutes. I think it's easy to say we can go another 10 and maybe call it a night. But
Yeah, absolutely.
another thing I do want to mention too, I definitely appreciate you putting these in my hands. They're all great picks. Definitely. Um, I'm assuming none of these are still available.
Let me take a peek at what we've had tonight. Yeah, none of these are currently available.
Yeah.
Only actually one of the 10 are currently available.
Which one is that?
Well, I can't tell you because you don't know it yet.
Oh, it's in
Yeah,
part two.
it's
Yeah.
in part 2. Yeah,
Oh,
keep that secret.
I thought you were talking about one of these five.
No. I bought the last of the Zatuna pick, so that one's definitely not available. But yeah, so really great stuff. The one thing that and we didn't have it tonight, but But Krispy Kreme, man, that was
Oh
that
yeah.
was a wild bottle.
I
When I
one of the first times I had it was with you and Josh at Josh's house, I think.
yeah, I brought it over.
Yeah, that was the first time I ever had that bottle, and I'm like, shit, I need one.
Yeah,
I never found one, but it was still really good. And like I said, every single one of these picks were money. So if you want, go ahead, maybe remind everyone the order in which I selected.
yeah, sure. And Dave, if you're still in the chat, you'll be surprised about number 3 because that's the one we're always raving about. So number 5 that Spaz I selected tonight was Piccolo's Eddie's pick from last year. So Eddie's pick number 1 for Piccolo's Liquor. Number 4 would be the Red Wagon 2019 release. Number 3 would be the Brotherhood of the Barrel 1.21 gigawatts. And then number 2 would be the Tuna Liquors Heaven in a Bottle. That's his 19th pick because he also had a few picks before that. And then number 1, the cream of the crop, was A&B's Butterball pick, the one that released, I think, either right before or right after Thanksgiving last year.
Yeah, again, I definitely want to say it again. I appreciate you putting these into my hand. Um, and if I'm going to be very honest with you, I'm very close to running over to the bar and grabbing the other 5, but I don't think I'm going to.
I love it.
Like
Hey, man.
these were money. Like
Yeah.
every single one of these does not disappoint. Um, and I think one thing I can definitely mention is I did this based on my palate, based on what I've tried, or I don't want to say what I've tried, but based on my personal palate. Like, so you know what? I'm putting you on the spot.
Sure.
These 5, how do you rank them?
Okay, yeah. So out of these 5, I would say that my number 1 would be the Weingarten pick. So I think Tony did a great job on that barrel. That was the one I went a little wild for. Number 2 out of all these would be Jack's pick. So that's the bottle that got me into Russell's. And the curious thing actually about his pick is that the neck pour on it is nothing at all like what you experience 2 weeks after the bottle opens up. Or if you just add a drop of water, you're good to go. Number 3 for me would be the Butterball, so Avant's pick. And then after that, it would be it probably a toss up between Eddie's pick 1 and the Red Wagon. I love the Red Wagon release. I don't go there too frequently because it's just up the road from Jack's store. But the pick I had there, and then their Old Forester Barrel Strength are both amazing picks. But yeah, you're welcome for the bottles,
So,
man. So
so
whiskey's just
really
meant
the
to be
only,
shared. So
so really the only difference between our rankings, it sounds like, is number 1 and 3.
yeah, that's it.
Okay, and that right there proves itself. Um, that right there proves to itself that between 2 people, a palate can be totally different.
And that's
And
kind of the magic of these store picks is finding
yeah, like even like so for example, Dave just said it's so hard to rank those bottles.
yes.
Don't get me wrong, it wasn't, I don't want to say it was, actually yeah, it was, cuz you're looking at what I would consider 5 of the top 10 picks in the state of Michigan, Russell's wise, in the last few years. Um, Now, one thing I will also mention, like for example, with Eddie's pick from Piccolo's, I liked number 2 over number 1. I don't know how you felt about
Never
that, but
actually had them side by
but
side.
yeah, but they're also huge toss-ups. Like how, and let's be honest, is anything that Eddie's gonna pick for a store a bad pick?
No, I wouldn't say bad. I wouldn't say that they're always the greatest thing either, because I'm always curious about like what incentive like the distillers have to pick like the best honey barrel they have for a store in Michigan.
Right.
Yeah, I definitely need some more water in me.
Yeah. So here's this question too. Trying to figure out a way to word it. Oh, actually, yeah, you asked me that barrel question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tweak that question for you though.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna tweak that question for you. If you were to do any type of barrel with anybody you could, so I'm adding the type of barrel to that.
Yeah.
Um, what barrel would you do, and who would you do it with?
So I would do a barrel of. I think I would choose Weller Foolproof. Seems like a pretty like basic choice, but I've had a few of those picks that have blown my mind. There's good stuff. And if I say just like top 5 people to do it with me, um, it would be Josh Kleba.
Oh,
Yeah, he and I have very similar palates. After that, our friend Clifford, he's not from he's not in Michigan at the moment, but he's from here, and he works out in Lexington. And then I have to get some of the folks that I know have absolute money palate. So I would choose one like the store owners here in Michigan. So whether that be the folks over the Wine Garden, A and B, Jack. I would probably say Jack because I know his picks kind of like are closer aligned to what I like. Mr. Gary Prindle would be number 4, and then number 5. I just trust Gary's palate when it comes to store
yeah.
picks. Number 5.
Ooh, I
I,
have
I,
somebody
I
I want to add to my list too, by the way.
sure,
But go.
okay.
I'll let you finish your answer.
Yeah, number 5. I don't have anybody that I can really think about top of. Hell, we'll go with Mr. Dave Mordell.
There you go.
I,
Nice.
I've only drank with him twice so far, but I know he's always good company. So
Yeah. So I'm
and we
gonna
have
go
very
with
similar taste as
yeah.
well.
I'm gonna go. So I gave you my bourbon answer. I gave you my hockey answer.
Hmm.
I'm gonna give you a friend answer as well.
Okay, let me
And
hear
I
it.
have my so as far as friends, I would want to do Steve's wife Ashley, only so I can see her do a bottle truck at the bottle, and because some of you that don't know, she's the one that. And Steve, I apologize for putting you on the spot if I'm not supposed to say this, but Ashley is the one that introduced Steve to bourbon.
Oh, okay.
So I would definitely want to do a pick with her. Because if she introduced Steve, that means Ashley has a better palate than Steve.
Yeah, that's the transitive property, right? I don't do math anymore.
I'm just kidding, Steve. I still love you. And then obviously one other person I would add is one of my buddies, Justin. He's really big into bourbon lately, so I'd probably have him jump onto a pick with me one day.
Yeah,
Um,
man, I wish I get more of my close friends into this hobby, but it's tough it seems.
yeah, we just got the "that's just dirty" comment from Steve. Um, so I think what we can do now is let's give it a minute or two. Um, just enough time for me to finish my warm up because I finished everything else.
Mhm.
So I guess, oh, um, yeah. So let's open it up to any questions we may have for everyone that's still watching. And again, I'm gonna mention it one more time. Go to StreamYard.com/Facebook to enable the StreamYard app onto your Facebook account for your name to show up in the comments and everywhere else. So again, Chris, I
Yeah,
know we're still staying on, but thank you for coming on. Thank you for participating. I very much so look forward to part number 2.
yeah, I'm excited for that.
And between the two of us, maybe if you stick around after this, we can figure out what day we're gonna do that next week. And I also want to challenge everyone else as well. Like I said earlier, it's kind of been known that sometimes this doesn't happen on Friday, and let's be honest, life happens. I just went back to work last week, so sometimes my time is also tied up. So definitely, Dave, I appreciate that comment. We appreciate you watching, and I definitely appreciated the conversation that we had about everything that we talked about at Robustos. So Chris, there actually is a question for you, and I think Steve might have missed the answer, but what do you love about Russell's?
So the thing I love about Russell's is it's got both things I like about whiskey. So the the thing that doesn't quite scratch my itch when it comes to the more like Buffalo Trace products and things like that is I like a very spicy like black pepper like on the front of the palate, but I also love the sweet flavors that come with whiskey, and Russell's has both of that.
Yeah,
And the big key examples are stuff like Krispy Kreme, where obviously it's going to hit you with like the 110 and the 13 or 12% rye up front. But it's just delicious on the palate and finish, and it's a great bottle. I never had a bad Russell's pick, and I've had about 30 or 40 at this point. So something I can always count on when I don't have any rare breed around.
so you actually told me a story at Robustos about somebody that every time you went for a Russell's pick, they were also there. Do you want to tell that story if you remember which one I'm talking about? You said
For
every time you went to pick up a new Russell's pick, the same person was there. I forgot who you were talking about though.
hmm, I can't recall either. I mean, I know I saw Dave at the Wine Garden pick. Um, but there's a lot of folks that
Yeah.
I think kind of rush to get out to those.
Sweet. So again, I do want to thank you for your time. To everyone that's watching, I'll say it one more time. Um, Definitely check out StreamYard.com/Facebook so that you can enable the StreamYard app to allow access to your account so that your name actually shows up instead of seeing Facebook user. And Chris, I want to extend a thank you to you as well for joining me during part one of quite a bit. And yeah, so Dave even just mentioned for the pick that you guys were together with, he both of you got there at 11 a.m.
Yeah, I told my boss I was taking an early lunch, and I came back 2 hours later. Yeah, and you're welcome, man. It's I love hanging out with you, and like I said, I'm glad I got these samples out. That's the whole point of
Yeah,
whiskey is to
I
share it
mean,
with folks
I
that love
can
it.
show you right now. There's nothing in any of these. So thank you. Um, I'm gonna try and save at least the top three, but if I don't, um, I don't.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
But I think within the next few days, I'll announce when the next episode is. That way, everyone can also watch episode or part number two. And again, I want to challenge everybody. Think of a name for this segment because obviously we call it Booze Nest Fridays, but some episodes are not on Fridays. Like for example, 2 weeks from now, I know the episode was not on Friday; it will be on a Wednesday or Thursday. I'm still trying to confirm it with our guest. But Chris, one more time, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for getting these samples in my hand. And to that, I want to say thank you to those that also watched. And cheers, my friend. Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you on the next episode of Booze Nest Fridays or whatever we end up calling this. We'll see you guys next time. Cheers.